Hey guys, welcome back to The Bull Combo, your source for album reviews, tech reviews, vlogs, and more. Today we're going to be talking Bad Wolves and their two EPs that were unannounced, False Flags Volume 1 and 2. So stick around, I'll let you guys know all the juicy details and I'll fill you in on why I think Bad Wolves may end up being the biggest band of 2018. So at this point, pretty much anyone inside the rock metal scene should have at least heard of Bad Wolves. Their cover of the Cranberry song Zombie is destroying the charts right now, all over the rock charts, metal charts, mainstream rock charts. I'm sure it's in the top 5 of all of those as it has been for about the past month. Since that song's come out, it's pretty much propelled them into mainstream success kind of overnight, which is a little bit different for an ordinary band that takes this path. Aside from the Zombie cover, they are pretty much a brand new band. Now, a lot of the members are from more established bands in this moment, God Forbid, Bury Your Dead, etc. So they definitely have experience under their belt already and probably have connections inside the scene to help propel them there a little bit faster, but they are still taking the route of a brand new band. I wanted to talk to you guys today about the two EPs that Bad Wolves have released over the past few weeks. Now, a lot of you guys probably don't even know that these EPs have been released because they weren't announced. They were titled False Flags Volume 1 and Volume 2. Both of them were 4-song EPs, and from everything I can see, all but one of the songs are songs on the album. So between these two 4-song EPs, as well as their 3 singles they've released, Learn to Live, Toast to the Ghost, and Hear Me Now, that's 10 songs off of their debut album, Disobey. Now, for any of you guys that have done any research, you know that Disobey is only 13 tracks. So we have 10 of the 13 songs on this album already released 3 weeks ahead of time. So I very well could have titled this video an album review of Bad Wolves' Disobey because we already have 75% of the album here to listen to. But I'm not going to do that. I am going to do my own review for the full album when it comes out. That said, normally I don't think that releasing this many songs benefits a band. But I'm going to say in this scenario, mostly because of the unique sound that Bad Wolves has, I feel like this is working well for them. And I think it's a really interesting tactic. Now, most bands don't release this many songs before an album's released. I know Breaking Benjamin released about 5 songs from their upcoming album before it was released, and a lot of people had a lot of negative things to say about that when they ended up listening to the album and found out there was only 10 songs on it. People were really upset that they'd heard half the album already, and I can definitely understand their perspective there. I can understand their viewpoint. But I think in this scenario, Bad Wolves is a band that doesn't sound the same in every song, and for all intents and purposes, we really don't know what they sound like yet because we haven't heard the whole album. So I think that they were doing their fans a favor, especially the devoted fans a favor, by releasing these EPs ahead of time to get everyone, number one, excited for the album, and also give people a taste of the styles of music they can expect on the album. And I think that the two EPs did a really good job of breaking up the genres a little bit to show 2 different sides of the band. I know the first EP included Zombie, as well as Officer Down, Shapeshifter, and Better the Devil. Now all those songs are going to be on the album, and all those songs with the exception of Zombie are very heavy songs. And I feel like it's a big departure from Zombie, which is obviously the big song that's dominating the airwaves right now. So I hope that when people take the time to listen to these other songs, they aren't expecting everything to sound like Zombie, because it doesn't. And frankly, I think that's a good thing. Zombie's a good song, but it wasn't written by Bad Wolves. And I mean, frankly, it shouldn't really define what their style is. So I hope everyone does take the time to give these guys a further listen and a deeper listen. So the second EP, False Flags Volume 2, includes 4 completely new songs that have not been released previously. One of the songs, I Swear, is actually not on the album. Very interesting because it's an extremely heavy and extremely catchy song, but the other 3 songs, Remember When, No Masters, and Run For Your Life, all 3 of those are on the album, and they are absolute bangers. That said, after listening to both these EPs as well as all the singles they released, these guys might just be the most diverse band to come out in the last few years. It's probably the only other album I've been this excited about this year other than Ember by Breaking Benjamin. There's something about the sound of this band that just screams fresh, it screams new. It's not anything that necessarily hasn't been done before, but I feel like the combination of everything feels like something that hasn't quite been done before. And I can get down with that. I really can support a band that is trying to step outside the normal comfort zone. And I mean, speaking of stepping outside their comfort zone, their lead singer, Tommy Vext, he's taking a massive departure from anything he's ever done on any of his previous work. Everything from Vext to Divine Heresy, if you listen to that stuff, that's a lot heavier, especially Divine Heresy. That's, you know, pretty much deathcore, metalcore through the entire thing. So to hear him transition from a band like that to something with so much clean vocals, to really hear how talented he is vocally and how he excels singing those clean vocals, it's extremely impressive. And I think that that's a really cool story in and of itself, to see a vocalist transform themselves like that, you know, from a one-dimensional style vocalist to someone who's so dynamic and has so much range and can do so many things. I think that that's very impressive in and of itself. And it's very interesting because right now they're in a sort of flux period where they're a brand new band that people haven't heard of, but they have this single out that's just absolutely destroying the charts. So everyone knows them for this song Zombie, this cover of the Cranberries song Zombie. And I think it's working for them because it's propelling them to that next level, but I think it's also hurting them because no one's paying attention to anything else but Zombie. And it's also being overplayed to the point that people are probably getting sick of it. So let's hope that let's hope this just doesn't turn into another Nickelback scenario. I mean, you remember when Nickelback came out, initially they released the song How You Remind Me, and it was so huge. It was all over the airwaves. Every single radio station played it non-stop every night, 5 times a night for like 5 months, and people got sick of it, and people ended up hating Nickelback, and I probably don't need to elaborate on how people feel about Nickelback now for the most part. So let's just hope that Zombie doesn't have the same negative effect on Bad Wolves that it did with Nickelback when they released their song How You Remind Me, because I just feel like at this point Zombie is starting to become that song that was good when it first came out, but now it's so overplayed that people are really starting to get sick of it, and that could have some detrimental effects on people's perception of the band itself. So you know, let's hope that they start playing a new single by these guys soon so we can all move on from Zombie. And as great of a song as it is, and as great of a message that it has, and the purpose that it was recorded, and all the funds that are going to Dolores from the Cranberries family, I think that's awesome. But I definitely think it's time that we start transitioning to a new single. Again, I just can't say enough about how impressed I am with these guys, and just the diversity they display, the musicianship that they show in each one of these songs, and just the creativity that's on display here. So I'm going to put a link to both the EPs down in the description here. I'm going to link to the iTunes page for them. If you have Google Play, etc., you can probably find them there as well. I haven't seen anyone else on YouTube talking about these EPs, and I'm not sure if it's just because there's some confusion regarding them or if people just don't know that they're released yet. But these have in fact already been released. I know Volume 2 was released about a week ago, and neither of them had any sort of announcement whatsoever, so it was kind of like rewarding the fans who were avid enough and determined enough to find this out on their own. They're getting rewarded with some new songs that no one else has heard before. So I'm taking this time to share it with all of you. If you haven't heard either of their 2 new EPs, False Flags Volume 1 or False Flags Volume 2, check them out in the link in the description here. It's got 8 songs on it. One of them's Zombie, one of them's a song not on the album, but again, it's 8 songs, 7 of which are new. They're all extremely catchy, and I highly encourage you guys to check these guys out. Bad Wolves is going to be one of these massive bands, and I can already tell that by this time next year they're going to be playing arena shows all around the world, and it's just they're gonna explode. It's pretty obvious that that's the direction they're heading. It's kind of an imminent explosion, so to speak. If you guys liked this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. I appreciate the positive support there. After you guys have listened to the EPs, make sure to comment down below and let me know what you think. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be really impressed. And you know, it might not be something that you appreciate, it might not be your style, and that's cool too. Either way, I'd really encourage you to share your thoughts and opinions on it down below. And if you like the content you're seeing here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell to get notified when I post a new video. I try to come at you guys with a new video every week, although I will let you guys know right now, I'm going to be traveling next week, so I don't know if I will have a video ready for you or not. I'm going to try my best to pre-record one, but if I don't, just know I'll be coming back the following week with a bunch of really exciting stuff that I can't wait to bring you guys. So until next time, guys, I hope you all have a great day, and as always, we will see you soon.